In this video, we are going over 5 dribbling habits you need to develop if you want to be effective on the pitch. Dribbling is one of the most fundamental skills that you need to get good at to even operate in matches effectively. However, if you learn to master this skill, you open up so many different doors for yourself to become just a standout player. So that's coming up next. So before we jump into it, my name is Dave and this is Simplysoccer, where I am creating videos every single week to help you improve your game and stand out on the pitch. Now, if you haven't already, why don't you get my free training ebook down below called Game Changer that gives you 33 ways to improve your game and stand out on the pitch, absolutely free. Get that down below. Now, without further ado, let's move into the first habit, starting in reverse order with number 5. Now, number 5 is using the outside or top of your foot when dribbling at speed. What we don't want to do is get into the habit of trying to use the inside of our foot all the time to dribble. Now, you can take touches with the inside in certain situations, but when you're dribbling at speed, when you're at full tilt or close to it, you want to keep the ball usually closer to your foot or further out using the outside of your foot or the top of your foot. If you watch some of the best dribblers when they're dribbling at speed, you'll notice that they're doing this, and it's because it's just easier for you to change direction, to keep it close and do so much more while using the outside. So just practice this method all the time, in a straight line, in different drills, using the outside of your foot to keep the ball in control while dribbling faster, and you'll be much more effective at your dribbling for doing so. In fact, in the comments, if that resonates, put "I am dribbling at speed in control." That's one of the most important things to remember. If you're going to dribble at speed, you also want to dribble in control, which is something you need to get good at, which we'll go over later in this video. But anyway, put that down below and we'll move on to number 4. So number 4 is learn how to accelerate and also decelerate effectively. If you can only go one pace, you're going to be an ineffective dribbler. The opponents are going to know, okay, as soon as he or she runs at full pace, they don't really know how to slow down. They're one speed, one trick pony. They're going to be able to cover you. But if you know how to decelerate, accelerate at strategic times, you're going to be able to beat opponents just with pushing the ball out or slowing yourself down. A player who was a master at this was Kaká, and I will leave a video down below where I analyze his dribbling style and how to dribble like this. But it is such an amazing way to be able to dribble effectively because, again, you can take multiple players out of the game just through doing this, even if you don't use any skill moves. So before moving on to number 3, if you're enjoying this video so far, please hit that like button. And now let's move on to number 3. And number 3 is understanding how far to push it out ahead of you or how close to keep it. Again, this is a more nuanced part of dribbling, but if you push it out too far and you can't get to it, you're obviously going to lose the ball. And there'll be certain times where you need to push it further out, and if you keep it too close, you'll trip over the ball or you'll lose the opportunity to take advantage of space. Again, I would refer you to that Kaká video because he does this so well. Players like Ronaldo, Cristiano Ronaldo, regular Ronaldo, the original Ronaldo as well, Brazilian Ronaldo, Messi as well. They do this so effectively, knowing when to push it out and when to keep it close. For those of you who are in Ultimate Soccer skills, many drills help you to do this, and you're probably already at the level of mastery of doing this. And if you want to learn more about Ultimate Soccer skills, just check out the link down below. But this is essential to get good at because, again, if you're not getting this right, you're going to start losing the ball or not taking advantage of situations you should be taking advantage of. Number 2 is the ability to use skill moves in stride. So I'm not talking about being at a standstill, although that's very useful as well and something I highly recommend. I'm talking about being able to run at full tilt or close to it and use skill moves to beat opponents. A lot of times this is going to be cuts and feints. If you watch Kaká again, just really go watch that Kaká video after this because you're going to get an idea of so much of what we're talking about. He really was a master at dribbling, which is why he won the Ballon d'Or among many other things. But he was so good at knowing how to do moves while in stride that didn't take him out of stride. So he could still be going at full pace and he would nutmeg someone, or a little drop of the shoulder would fool the defender and he'd push it past them and his momentum would take him past them. So take a look at that analysis video again. It's going to be linked down below. But when you get good at this, you don't really need skill moves. It's good to have skill moves too, and Kaká did. But if you watch most of his videos, you'll see that he strides past people with moves he can use while he's running at full speed or close to full speed. So number 1 is not over dribbling, but also not under dribbling. I'm sure you've heard of over dribbling. Everyone talks about it. Don't dribble too much. Don't, ruin the opportunity. Don't do too much. But there's also such thing as under dribbling. When you have an opportunity to dribble someone and it would benefit your team to do so and you're not taking it, that in my eyes is under dribbling. Dribbling is a skill that can open up so much. Again, in that Kaká video, you'll see him sometimes go past 3 players and it was the right thing to do. And other times he'll just pass it off or go past 1 player and then set up a teammate. It is crucial to understand under and over dribbling, understanding the balance between the two, and learning how to choose the right option more times than not. So I go watch this video next where I go over how to stop losing the ball in football, not only while dribbling, but just when you're receiving it in general. It's one of the most important skills to learn when you're in game, because if you're losing the ball, you're not going to get it that much. But if you're a player who can maintain the ball, keep it, and not lose it, you become so valuable. So go check that out next.